Hello, everybody. Nah, fuck that. Kid motherfucking boo. Alright. So, have you seen the title? And, Diego, I know you haven't because, we're recording this right now. This video is about LR Kid Boo. The unit that never will happen. Never gonna happen. No, it's never ever gonna happen because of Matu, bro. Matu fucking hates this fucking unit. How long have I been saying one more year and we're getting LR Kid Boo? How long have I been saying that? It's not for the audio, that's for you, bro.
For several years, I'll say that.
I think I've been on this unit since like fifth year. Actually, no, before then. So I think I should go over a little history. If you don't know what we're talking about, we're talking about Dokkan Battle, the hit mobile game. We are talking about that Dokkan Battle, the one based on Dragon Ball Z. And Kid Buu is, well, what it was the original final villain of the anime. Because at Z, it was LR Kid Buu. It was used the final, well, not LR, but Kid Buu was the final opponent. And somehow, throughout all that, we have not gotten an LR Kid Buu, which is crazy. Crazy to think about. I think every single other unit has gotten an LR of them, except Kid Buu. I guess you could name some, like I think Final Form Frieza still hasn't gotten one, which is fair. That was a good point to bring up. But I don't know, it just feels weird that there's no LR Kid Buu, especially considering we've had so many Majin Buu Saga celebrations. We've had, I think, worldwide in 2019? Let me double check that with LR, STR, Vegito, and Physical Buhan. So we've had Majin Saga celebrations. We've had at least two very notable ones, which I'm gonna go over. The first one was, as before mentioned, the STR Vegito. The STR Vegito and Physical Buhan celebration, which was worldwide. And that one, a lot of people were expecting there to be an LR Kid Buu. Like, obviously, you have those two. You're gonna have either. They were expecting three characters, which one of them we did get, which was You Are Number One Vegeta. But it was either that or Kid Buu, or I'm blanking out on the Spirit Bomb Goku. Those were the ones that were expected, and yet somehow we didn't get anything. It's like, okay. And I remember at the time there was people wondering, like, well, why didn't we get another Kid Buu? And people were saying, well, it doesn't matter. LR Kid Buu is eventually gonna get one. I was like 6 years ago, so that should tell you. Never trust people. And I think the worst case of this was probably, what was it? It was the 8th year with the physical Goku and Vegeta and the STR Goku and Vegeta. Yeah, those ones. The ones with the release with, yeah. So that one was probably the worst case of this with this phenomenon, which is Amatsu fucking hating Kid Buu for some reason. Because you have honestly, you had like a straight shot. At the time, there was no LR Omega Shenron, and people were like, well, it's clear what we're gonna get. We're gonna get an LR Kid Buu and an LR Omega Shenron for part 2, because you had those two units, the Spirit Bomb Goku from Majin Buu Saga, and the Spirit Bomb Goku from Shadow Dragon Saga. So it was like expected, like obviously this is what we're gonna get. That is not what happened. That is not what fucking happened at all. Instead, what we had was, we had a base Goku, which, by the way, side tangent, that fucking year was the year of the Gokus. We had like 6.
Boo. Yeah, so while I was editing
I kind of deleted the part that was supposed to go here where Amelia actually says that he's wrong and there's only 3 units that came out. But check out this video playing in the background while I'm talking. It's pretty cool. Either way, yeah, there was only 3 units, and well, that's it. He did say he was wrong, which is pretty cool from him. All right.
Base Gokus. And at least 2 of them were LR that I remember. There might have been more. Like, we had so many base Gokus that fucking year. But regardless, that's not what this video is about. Regardless of that, it still didn't make sense at the time. Because if you ask many people, those were one of the least hype units to be released. The base Goku and the Int Gohan that released. Now, they're fine units. They could have probably carried a smaller anniversary like Golden Week. They would have been perfect for Golden Week. But for anniversary? Really? And then what's even crazier about all that is that at that point we hadn't gotten an LR Omega Shenron. People were like, where's the LR Omega Shenron? Well, skip halfway throughout the year and we get an LR Omega Shenron. So, what the fuck happened, Amatsu? What happened? It's crazy. And then earlier in the year, before LR Omega Shenron, we had an LR Super Buu, which is like, what the fuck? Why are you teasing us, Amatsu? What is going on? And it's been a meme in the Dokkan community where it's like, this unit got an LR before LR Kid But it is kind of like, yeah, why did that unit get a fucking LR before LR Kid Why does TN have like fucking 4 LRs? Why does TN need 4 LRs? Now, granted, some of them are like free to play. But still, that's like time, money, and effort going to an LR fucking TN. Which, who gives a fuck about TN? I'm sorry, I like TN. But who gives a fuck about TN? Or like fucking Tao. That Tao that released like a month ago? Well, 2 months ago? Who the fuck was asking for that? It's fine to release shitty side units from time to time. One of my favorite units is Yamcha. And the Janjirobe that came out with it. Those are some of my favorite units. But like, why? Why do we need these shitty units? And why do we need the same repeat units? Look, I like Gogeta. I like Vegito. I started really playing Dokkan around 4th year with Vegito. But I do not need another fucking Vegito. I can run or Gogeta, I can run a team full of them. And I don't need that. I don't need a full Vegito team. I like them, but at this point we're recycling material. This celebration, as of this celebration, the month and date are September 11th. We have another Gogeta that are releasing this celebration. A fucking another one. We had one a month ago. We had a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta that released a month ago. And we now have another Gogeta that released this month, which is mostly recycled animations. Like, I get that these units sell. I get that people like them. But come on, we've seen these units. We know what they do. If you show me a Gogeta, I will roughly be able to predict what their kid's gonna have, because they've had the same build since they've come out. Most Super Vegetos are gonna have counters. Blue Vegetos, they're gonna have additionals. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, counter supers. Super Gogeta, probably crits. Crits are super effective against all types. These units, we know what they do. We know we've had them. But a unit like LR Kitabu, like, not only will it help a bunch of teams that barely ever get help, like Power Absorption. Maybe he's not a Power Absorption, but there's other teams like Majin Power. Like, come on, these teams barely get any fucking people because there's like only a select number of people. Meanwhile, fusions and all of them, they will always get the top tier units. It's guaranteed because they're the most hype units, so they always have the most broken kit. So I guess I'm just a little frustrated at the way that things are going. I've been frustrated with Dokkan for quite a while, especially because of the way it's been going. It just feels like every unit gets power crept very, very quickly, like way quicker than I feel like it used to. And this is just like another thing where it's like releasing the same units that everyone always does the hype reaction to it. But it's like, I don't know, are we really gonna react the same way about the 59th Super Vegito? I don't want another Vegito, I'm gonna be honest. And Vegito's like one of my favorite characters. But we also should have these units that don't have LRs, that should have LRs. Like Final Form Frieza, that one also should have an LR. Kid Buu should have an LR. Fuck it, I'll even take a Perfect Cell at this point. Even though that unit already has an LR, there should probably be more of those. Instead of the same fucking units, the same characters. Always get units. Especially because a lot of these units always share the same name. They don't even link. They were just kind of useless to try to run them together. And instead of adding more of these other units that honestly could carry an anniversary by themselves, we keep getting the same stuff. And people buy it. I don't blame Dokkan for doing this, because people eat it up. They eat it up. They love it. Give me more slop. Fine. But I don't know. It's frustrating to see. Amatsu, give me the fucking Kid Buu. I will come back to the game full time. I will play this until my fingers bleed if you give me an LR Kid Buu banner. But not if you give me another fucking Gogeta banner. Honestly, if we get another Gogeta, I will fucking get a brain bleed. I will get an aneurysm. Like, what the fuck? Am I predicting that we're gonna get another Kid Buu? Fuck no. I think Amatsu will fucking have this unit rot. And I'm saying Amatsu because it's funny, not because I actually know who the fuck decides this shit. But come on, I don't know. Am I bugging?
I personally don't think you're bugging. It's a very good take. There's a lot of recycled Gogetas. There's a lot of copy and paste Vegetos, and obviously, I mean, come on, even Ginyu has an LR, which is crazy.
Two, actually 3 LRs, 3 LRs.
That is true. Also, the guy what's his name? Hachiyak. I don't even know what his name is. Appeared in I think I don't know where he appeared from. Also has an LR, and Kid Buu still doesn't have an LR, which is crazy. Bro. Like you said, there's time and investment going into these, which is crazy up to this point. It's like it's almost 10th year anniversary, and there's still not an LR.
11th. 11th.
Oh, yeah, 11th, and there's still no LR Kid Buu, which is like, he's one of like the biggest, bosses in the series, and especially for the last, because that was supposed to be the last one, right? Like as you mentioned.
Yeah, he was originally the final boss of Z. Well, he is the final boss of Z.
Yeah, because then after that it goes into Super.
Yeah, it goes into Super or GT.
Yeah, they gave a whole lot more love to Omega Shenron though. He has like 2 or 3 LRs.
Yeah, it's crazy because I remember back in the day the meme used to be no LR Kid Buu and no Omega Shenron. Now, Kid Buu still has 0 LRs, but Omega Shenron has 2. Like,
yeah.
Actually, he had like 3 because at the time they weren't counting like the Shadow Dragons. Like, this is another thing that pet peeves me about Dokkan. It's people choosing a specific moments or specific types of those characters. Like, the biggest one that bugs me is like Gogeta. The way they justify these new Gogetas half the time is because they're like, oh, well, this is Goku and Vegeta that fuse into Gogeta, so that's completely different than the other Gogetas we have. It's like, come on, bro. They're using the same animations. Like, half the time it's the same shit. Like, this new one, sure, technically it's a different unit because it's Gogeta and Frieza. But the Gogeta part is basically recycled animations. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I feel like they have to emphasize. Well, they give it a lot to like the whole community. Sometimes like what they want, and most of the community just wants absolutely just like if they could receive their like 200 freaking Goku unit, then that's probably what they're gonna do. But they should really look into like releasing more. I don't know, and you could say like less highlighted units, but it's Kid Buu, bro. It's like it should have one or two at least by now, but it still hasn't come to that. So it's very weird that there hasn't been a unit for him.
Yeah, and this problem isn't just about Kid Buu. I know we focused a lot on Kid Buu, but it's not just the Kid Buu thing. This is like a bigger thing in Dokkan where it releases the same units for every anniversary, and it's fine, I guess, because yeah, these are the hypest units, but we need top tier versions of these particular characters that don't already have one, or that would really benefit other teams. Like, they've proven that they will release honestly dog shit with the Int Gohan and the base Goku, which I like those units, they're fine, but they're not hype carrying units. They're just like, it's just a Goku and a Gohan. The only thing hype about it is that they were like an homage to the openings, but that was like an anniversary. Those units should not be releasing at around the time of an anniversary. Anything would have been hyper than that. Frieza would have been more hype than that. Gohan would have been more hype than that. They last anniversary they released a Gohan. A Perfect Cell would have been great for them. Would have been great for a lot of teams. Would have been great for that anniversary as well. That anniversary was already very hype. But no, we get the same units, and it's like, why? Not every unit needs a refresh. And sometimes these units aren't even like that bad. They don't need another card.
That's true.
I don't know. I just hope that things change in Dokkan and that we get better. Just something different. Because I played this game like a lot for around, I want to say 6 years. Since 4th year anniversary, when I started playing JP Dokkan, I've been keeping up with the game. But slowly these past couple of years, I've been keeping up less and less because it's like, I already know what they're going to do. If I had to guess for this year, they're probably going to release like another fusion. They're probably going to release a fusion Unborn, a fusion, the Super Gogeta. They're probably going to release another Super Gogeta. And then another, maybe if they do Janemba, maybe, or they might do a Vegeta. I could see them doing that because they've done that all the time. Maybe a Mastered MUI. I don't know. In fact, I'm leaning more towards a Mastered MUI, which is like, we have these units, we don't need them. I guess I've said my piece. I've said all I have to say on the matter. Do you have any closing thoughts?
As of not really. There's it's just food for thought, just to keep thinking about it. There's it's something that you would expect to have already happened, as I mentioned before, and that they make a lot of money, so either they maybe have something cooking in the back, which I doubt, but this is something that should have already been, there shouldn't even be a take at this point, because they should have already come up with something. I mean, given the 10 years that they've already been on, like, you release like mid-tier units for the character, and you try to save it with like maybe like a super easy A, but it's something that like the LR Kid Buu should have already happened. It would have helped a lot of teams, and plus, since it is very, very, very popular, it would have gotten the money for it. There would have been people paying for stones to get the unit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
And-
me.
Yeah, like if let's see, like I'm not gonna say I'm indifferent from the rest, but if I see a unit that I like the last rose that they got, there's a lot of rose units, but the STR one, I wanted to pull him. I know he was mid, but I was just like, that's my favorite character, and that's like something for a lot of people, and that's how they spend their money. But at this point, I feel like it's a missed opportunity from Dokkan themselves.
Yeah, and I know Dokkan doesn't need our input. Like they make billions of dollars each year, but please, Hamatsu, if you're listening to this, Hamatsu, let me tell you something. As a Dokkan player, please. I know you just recently met Truth, so please give him a kitbu, please, please, Hamatsu. I'm begging you, bro. I'm begging. Give me a kitbu, please. I will spend a $1 gazillion on Dragonstones. I will give you my social security number a month.
I know you recently met the Truth, but I will tell you the truth. If you don't give me another kitbu, let's just say I'm not playing the game anymore. Let's just say there's a few couple dollars that you will be missing out on.
I am putting my foot down. If you do not give me another kitbu within this year, I am quitting Dokkan. No more money from me. You hear me?
Huh? Those $20 I was spending on Dragonstones, not no more.
Nah, no more. I'm going back to free to play.
And it's not even better in free to play because there's no new stages for Dragonstone, so that's like the really hard ones, which is like you have to grind for that. But
what's better now? Yeah, it used to be way worse.
Yeah, but I used to remember listen, this is going back to a whole long time ago, which was like a couple years ago. But while still in school, I remember just grinding the story mode just for, who was it at the time? It was, I think Godku came out during that time. The Godku. And yeah, I was just grinding for that guy. Pause. So he was a very cool unit. Now during that time, you were also did you finish the story missions or were you already done with that during that time?
I beat them when the 4th year anniversary came out. That's when I cleared all of them. But at that point, I think I was still on global, and I completed story mode. Well, at the time, it was when Extreme AGO Samasu came out because I really liked that unit.
Yeah.
And so I went and grinded everything that I could to get that unit, and that's like the fun part of Dokkan, like when you really put the effort and everything. But at this point, it's like I don't know. It's kind of I don't know. Every unit they kind of done, and the game is kind of repetitive. And
that's
especially,
true.
Especially the hard stages, like they're fine. I played them, I completed some of them. Not as into the game as I used to be, so I haven't completed all of them. But like, they're kind of samey.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my 2 cents on that. Yeah, no, this was a whole lot of rambling about Kitabu and the state of Dokkan because I actually like. I know it might not sound like it, but from all the complaining, but I actually like the game. I think it's a fun game. So I just want there to be more variety and more entertainment back into Dokkan, especially for me. I don't know if any of you agree, but honestly, I don't really care that much. I just want my units to come out. I want the shit that I like to come out.
If you do disagree, mention it in the comments. If you guys do disagree.
And if you don't disagree, make a video. Tell Amatsu that you want these fucking units. Come on. We need to make some noise. I don't think that's going to do anything. These units are like planned years ahead.
That is true.
I said my piece. I don't want to take up any of you guys' time because I have a habit of making like 30-minute long videos sometimes. So this will be it. Thank you and goodbye.